Hey everyone, it's Matt Frazier, the Psychic Medium, and I am back live, so come on in and join me. I'm going to talk to you about something that so many of you are intrigued about, but also really scared about, and that is the dark side of psychic ability. We're going to talk about evil souls, negative souls, unwanted souls, and why you have to be really careful about not letting evil spirits or unwanted energies into your life. Now, this is a video that I need to make and a live stream that I want to do for quite some time because I know that many of you have had the experience or know somebody who has had a bad experience playing with Ouija boards. So I want to talk to you about why that's bad. And I also want to share with you a reading that I did where a woman got a surprise encounter when there were actually evil souls that were trying to get, or negative souls that were trying to get into her home. So I want to share with you guys all about this because I know that you guys ask me all the time, Matt, have you come across evil souls? Have you talked about negative souls? You know, there has to be something that happens in that world. Why don't you talk about it? Well, I'm here right now to answer all of your questions, so don't hold back. And first of all, I have a question for you. And yes, I see you all. Hey, Kristen. I see Kristen is here. I see Mark is here. I see Heather is here. Oh my God, I love this. I see that Michaela's coming to the online reading on Saturday. I also see Allie Cat is here saying hi. Hey, Allie. First of all, what I want you guys to answer before we even begin is how many of you have, okay, admit it. We're going to admit it this one time. How many of you have played with the Ouija board, known somebody who has played with the Ouija board, and had something bad happen, had a really bad experience? Maybe you felt an evil energy come through. Maybe you felt something really bad or really upsetting come through during that Ouija board. How many of you were completely freaked out when it happened? Barbara is saying, yup. I also see that McKay is saying, yes. I see that, oh my God, Heather's saying, yes, her brother did. I see that Dina says, yes, bad and all. If you ask anybody who has touched a Ouija board, played with the Ouija board, they will tell you that they've had a bad experience, right? And listen, you may play with the Ouija board one time and maybe nothing happens. You may play with the Ouija board a second time and maybe something weird or strange happens. But it's not until the third or fourth time that something really bad happens, right? There's a reason for this. The reason why is because Ouija boards in the spiritual world is considered unsafe. And here's the reason why. There are two realms. There's heaven in the afterlife where our loved ones are. So when I'm connecting with your loved ones, all the souls that I talk to are in heaven in the afterlife, right? Because I'm talking to them, they're with you, they're watching over you, they are safe and at peace, which is the reason why they're in heaven in the afterlife. But there's also this dark side of psychic ability, right? There's these souls that don't make it to heaven, these evil earthbound spirits that stay here in this world. There's these evil earthbound spirits of the souls that haunt haunted houses, that haunt abandoned hospitals. These are the souls that we hear about when it comes to poltergeists and all of these things, right? So first of all, I have to tell you that as a medium, you know, my grandmother had this gift, my mom had this gift, and I have this gift. And my grandmother taught my mom, and my mom taught me to always practice something called safe mediumship. So safe mediumship is always doing everything with God, the other side, your angels, and only talking to the higher vibration. From when I was younger, my mom and, my mom would always share with me what my grandmother taught her, and that was that there are two vibrations, a lower vibration and a higher vibration. And if you're going to do this work, you have to only talk from the souls that come from heaven and come from God. Really, really important, because those are the souls that want the best for us, but there's also mean and manipulative souls that don't want good things for us. So I'm telling you this because I'm sure that you may have had somebody in your family that told you never play with Ouija boards, never go against God, never do some of the same things that my loved ones have told me, right? And what I can tell you is that there's a reason for that. I've seen it happen many times where some people will start mediumship and not know what they're doing. And it's very possible, like my grandmother, my mom told me, is that you have to know what you're doing, because it's very possible that you could go and tap into a negative entity or a negative, I don't want to say dimension because it's not really the word. In other words, into a lower vibration. That's what I'm going for. You could tap into a lower vibration. So choosing safe mediumship is connecting with the other side in the best way possible, connecting to the spirits on the other side that love you, care about you, that are in heaven, and that are at a place of peace. So before any mediumship event, whether I'm doing an online reading with you guys or whether I am live at a performing arts center or Performing Arts Center or Civic Center. I don't know why words are hard for me today, but I apologize. What I can tell you is this. What you guys don't see is before every online reading, before every live event, before every time I go on television, when I know I'm giving readings, I say a prayer. I pray to my guides, to my angels, to my loved ones, to gods, the ascended masters, and I ask them to protect me while I'm doing the readings, to watch over both me and the person that I'm reading for, to create only an environment where the good souls and the positive souls can come through and speak messages to us. And before every live event, I actually ask for just 5 minutes where I walk the room and I set a positive intention. I ask for angels to come in to fill the room. I ask for heaven and the ascended masters to come in and create a safe space for us to connect with the spirit world. And there's certain rituals that I do before I do a reading to make sure that's a safe event space and channeling space for me and for you. But what I also have to tell you is that there have been times on occasion, right? And it's very rare. Well, I'll connect with somebody and I'll see souls that are there that don't belong. So for example, I've had this happen with people who have played with Ouija boards. When they've played with Ouija boards, there have been souls that have been with them that are not their loved ones. Evil souls or evil entities from that lower vibration. This is how I know Ouija boards are bad. What I can also tell you is that there have been readings that I've done where, and it's like I said, it's very rare, but it's happened, where I'll read for somebody and the soul that is coming through for them or that I sense that's with them isn't a direct family member or friend because somehow they practice unsafe mediumship. So what do I mean by that? When I give a reading, it's very easy for me to tell, who is doing the right thing and who isn't. For example, when I connect with you, I'll see behind you your mom that had passed, maybe your dad that had passed, maybe a great aunt, a sister, a brother, a best friend, right? A dog, a cat that had passed away, a best friend that had passed away. But I always get nervous when I start to see souls that were uninvited, souls that you didn't know here in this world, souls that weren't supposed to be connected to you. It's a soul that maybe you don't even know here in this world. Because when I see that always screams to me unsafe mediumship. So I'm going to tell you, there was this reading that I was doing for this woman. And when I was connecting with her, her dad was there and certain family members were there that passed away. But I was also picking up on souls that did not belong to her. I was actually picking up on souls that were being channeled by another means. And I looked at her and I was like, what's going on? Like, I didn't know if she played with a Ouija board. I didn't know what the hell was happening. When I was connecting with her, there were souls that were around her that were not her family members, that were souls that were being channeled through another source. So I knew that either she was practicing unsafe mediumship, she had played with the Ouija board, something was happening in that house when I was connecting with her. And when I connected, I saw those souls that immediately put a light bulb off in my head. And when I started to connect with her, it was actually her son. Her son had been trying, I don't know if he was trying to be a medium or he was trying to connect with the other side, didn't know what he was doing. And he ended up inviting those negative souls in. So I want to share with you this reading. This actually happened during my online reading event. So by the way, before I even play this video, I want you to know that this happened during my online reading event. This woman paid $19 to attend an online reading. And this was the message that she received. So I'm telling you this because every time I play one of these videos, everyone thinks it's a private reading. It's not. There are no private readings with me. If you would like an online reading with me, you can get a reading just like she did. Just go to my website, meetmattfrazier.com, and click on online readings. There's only 2 left on my website. So if you want them, scoop them up. But anyways, this is the reading. You got to take a look. It's going to give you the chills. Okay? Fair warning. Here it is. You're going to take a look. Sometimes you got to be careful. If you're tapping into psychic ability or tapping into other things, that's like sending out a big signal to all the souls in the nearby area to come through and talk and communicate. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm doing so good. I'm so excited, Matt.
Well, first of all, where are you from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. Right away, I got to tell you something, all right? Because there's a little bit of psychic ability in you as well. And I keep hearing that you connect with the other side.
So weird you should say that because
wait, don't say another word because I already know because they're telling me. You have a spirit that's been following you around or a ghost that's been following you around. They're telling me that you've been feeling a spirit or a ghost within your house. And by the way, a ghost is a spirit. It's just a spirit that you don't recognize.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful with what you're doing because listen, you also, one of the things they always teach is that if you're tapping into psychic ability or mediumship is that you also have to really understand what you're tapping into. And they're showing me that you've been trying to tap into the other side or connect with the other side. You're gonna be careful of what you're doing over there.
It's actually not me. It's my son.
Oh, he's been doing that. All right, he's
Yes.
gonna be very careful.
Very, very much so lately. Very much so.
Be very careful with that, because right away I have souls that are around you that are not your souls. So anytime I see that, and when I say not your souls, it means that, right, when I connect with people, normally I'm used to seeing a mother, father, sister, brother, right? People that are connected to them, friends, close friends. And when I'm connecting to your side of the screen, there's souls in that house with you that, you know, are not yours or do not belong to you. So he had to be doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing, either playing with Ouija boards or opening things up, because I see that.
Well, I also live next door to a cemetery.
Well,
directly next door to a cemetery.
Well, listen, what happens is when you're a medium or when you're practicing mediumship or practicing anything, whether it's and this is why sometimes you got to be careful. If you're tapping into psychic ability or tapping into other things, that's like sending out a big signal to all the souls in the nearby area to come through and talk and communicate. Like even here in this room, like when I first start, before you guys all get here for an online group reading, your loved ones' souls are already here because they already know what's going to go down. They already know that we're going to be reaching them and connecting with them. So right now, it seems like the room is quiet here on my side of the room, but there's a million different voices that are here and speaking. So know that, first of all, you got to be careful with that. Second of all, I have a father that's here. So your dad departed?
My dad departed a long time ago.
Because he's also here, and your father's coming through, because he says to me that you were not expecting him to step forward and to reach you today. He says to me, and more importantly, Matt, he goes, I'm coming through. He goes, and my daughter's not going to be expecting it right now. He says, but I'm coming through because I have to apologize to her. He says, for all the things that we did not get to resolve here in this world. And your dad is saying to me, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry when I'm connecting with him. Because your dad shows me that for most of your life, he was missing. Do you understand that? And your father actually just leaned down and kissed you, because he says to me, can you please let my daughter know that it wasn't until I went to the other side and until I died that I realized how much I disappointed her in her life. He says, and more importantly, that I realized the struggles and the challenges that she went through without me. And more importantly, your dad tells me that he had many opportunities within his life to help you and to be there for you and to guide you. He says, and he did not take those opportunities. He did not do that.
Yep.
He's also got your dog with him on the other side, he's telling me.
Oh my God, my dog, Maddie.
He tells me you just recently lost a dog, and know that your dad's telling me that he's keeping an eye on that dog that had passed. And more importantly, letting you know on the other side that he's keeping an eye on everybody. Because when souls leave this world, okay, and they do something that is upsetting, or they cause harm, or they cause hurt here in this world, they go through something called a life review. And during that life review, when we pass on, we're able to see everything in our life, everyone that we've helped, everyone that we've hurt, everything that had happened. But more importantly, we don't just say, oh, that's too bad, and move on. We take on divine jobs and divine tasks to try to make it right. And your dad says to me that he's been sending you strength every single day, and that he's been watching over you from the other side, because he sees everything that's been going on with you. And more importantly, he talks about the fact that you've been having such a hard time with your children here in this world. And that's what's been so tough. Because your dad is telling me that you're like a single mother, that you've been taking care of all yourself. All the responsibility is just on you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, and I'm not a single mother either, but yes, I do understand that.
Well, listen, single mother is that the other person's not getting involved. So I don't want to get too much into your business, but I do know that you're the one that's solely taking care of your children and solely taking care of all the things that are going on. And it's so hard for you because you feel, your dad tells me, you know, I've been watching her and I've been watching her struggle because you've known what it was like not to have a parent within your life. And that's the reason why you're always overcompensating and doing things for your kids all the time, because you don't want them to grow up the way that you did without a dad or without a family member. Do you understand?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Big time.
But I'm going to be very honest with you, okay? You're not going to like what I have to say, but this isn't coming from me. These are coming from the people that watch over you. Your dad says that sometimes you have to let your kids make the wrong decision. He says, because Matt, he says, he goes, she scoops them up all the time. He says, and she's always putting the Band-Aid on things. He says, and she's always trying to save them. He goes, but sometimes they have to be wrong to learn how to be right.
Wow.
So your dad says to me, listen, you need to give yourself a break. He says, because if there's one thing that you learned from me not being in your life, he says, is you learned how to make good decisions. You learned how to get yourself on track. You learned how to be independent, how to be responsible. He says, and you learned so much because of the wrong that I did to you. So the one thing he says is he knows that you're trying to save your children from that because of what you experienced. He says, but at the same time, you also have to learn their own lessons as well. He says, so no, he goes, even though she doesn't want me to be a part of her life, he's telling me, Yes, I know that. He's saying to me, I'm still watching over her because I have to. He says, because I don't want her, he says, to break down. He says, so to go through any more struggles than she's already had. So know that when you feel someone guiding you or being there for you, that's your father.
Thought it was my mom.
But also, I got to tell you something. Well, your mother's also here, but your dad is the one who's really been pushing to the front. He also tells me one thing. He tells me that, with this whole thing with your son, if your son's getting into mediumship and getting into the other side, there is a right and a wrong way to do it. So have him make sure that he reads about it. Make sure that he learns, make sure that he goes in and, understands that to do this work, you also have to be protected as well, because I got nervous when I saw that.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I said, it's the same way. Like when you first move into a house, right? And you have to learn how to also protect your house as well. You don't leave the door open when you go to sleep at night. You lock it up. You turn the alarm system on. It's the same thing with mediumship. So that's one of the things that they're also telling me as well, is to keep an eye on there with him. I really hope that this helped you.
I'm in shock.
Listen, just don't die on us, all right? I can't talk to any more dead people. I have too much on my. You think you have a lot on your plate? I got a lot on my plate. I have to hold all the secrets of the dead, but they never hold mine.
I'm just amazed that of all people that came through, my dad did. That's just amazing
crazy
to me.
I'm going to tell you why. Because you sense and feel your mom every single day, but you don't sense and feel your dad.
Wow.
So without this reading today, you would have never known that your father was here.
Nope. I would not have.
That's his way of showing you that he is there and that he's with you. And more importantly, that he is okay and that he is on the other side. All right. I'm going to leave that and know that he does know about your kids as well.
Well, thank you so much, Matt.
You're very welcome. I really hope that this helped you.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, you guys, I love that reading so much, because there's something that we can all learn from that. And that is that our loved ones are there and with us, but more importantly, that when we're stressed out, right? When we're thinking that just because we don't sense our loved ones or feel our loved ones, they are there and with us. It also shows us that we have to protect ourselves when we go into mediumship, as you just saw from that reading. And by the way, I knew that this was going to happen. Chelsea Powell was saying, wait, what? How the heck did you get a one-on-one reading? So that was not a one-on-one reading, Chelsea. So every single person, I can't stress this enough, no matter how many say this, I don't know if people don't believe me or they don't understand. So all of the readings that you've seen me do, just like that woman paid $19 for an online reading. She was just one of many that I read for that day. So when you sign up for an online reading, it locks your place into a live online reading with me. It's $19 to attend, and I read person after person after person after person. So what I want you to know is that if you would like a reading, the only way to get a reading live online like that, a live video reading, is to go to meetmattfrazier.com, meetmattfrazier.com, and click on online readings. There's only a few hours left to sign up for September 2nd and September 3rd. Those are the last two online readings that I think are on the schedule right now. So here's where I'm coming. You can come and see me. I'm coming to give live readings. Actually, I'm coming back on tour this week. I can't even believe it, you guys. I was just looking at the tour schedule, and I cannot believe I'm coming to all these places. So there's only two ways to get a reading with me. You can come and see me in Northfields, Ohio. I'll be there on August 10th. Then I'm coming to Erie, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan. I'm coming to Moncton, Canada, Harris, Michigan, Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm coming to Laughlin, Nevada, Santa Rosa, California, and Sacramento, California as well. All the dates are up on meetmattfrazier.com, meetmattfrazier.com, and that's where you go and get a live online reading. So if you can't make it to see me live in person, sign up for an online reading. It's $19, and I've been able to read over 1,000 people online. If you haven't been yet, you are missing out. You're missing out on hearing a message from your loved one. Everyone thinks, oh my God, I need something fancy fancy technology to attend. Most people just use their cell phones to attend. It's truly amazing. And I've been able to read so many people across the United States and Canada. So if you'd like to attend, just visit meetmattfrazier.com. But what I also want you to know is this, is that as you saw, even though she didn't have a good relationship with her dad here in this world, he was there and with her, watching over her on the other side. You know, what I want you to know is that when your loved ones pass on, when they go to the other side, you become their main priority. They push aside their past, vendettas, grudges, the hurt or pain that was between the two of you, and they choose to watch over you in heaven. That's what makes heaven a place of peace. But you also have to be careful to protect your energy, like I was telling her, against, evil energies as well, and negative souls. Now, what I can tell you, the good news is that You won't encounter a negative soul or an evil spirit unless you go looking for them. You know, those TV series that you see, you know, American Haunting, or those, you know, those movies that you see where, you know, people move into a new house. They're this cute little American family and they all of a sudden get, you know, terrorized by evil spirits. What I want you to know is that that is only in the movies. The only time that a negative soul or an evil spirit can affect you or haunt you or attach you is if you let them in, by playing with Ouija boards, by going to haunted places, by provoking different people, right? For example, I remember there was this woman that I read for, and she was a ghost hunter, but she was not good at it. And she went to the most haunted places in the world. And I laughed because, you know, obviously, you know, there are paranormal experts out there that are actually that. They're experts. They go into the most haunted places. They know how to practice psychic protection, much like a medium would, and they're fine, right? But there was this one woman who decided one day, she saw it on TV and decided she was going to be a paranormal investigator, decided to go to all these haunted places, and ended up with this soul that was following her around that didn't belong to her. And she was so freaked out. And she's like, how did this happen? And when I was connecting with her, I saw her going into these haunted places. And I'm like, well, why is it that what did you do when you went there? Like, what did you do to cause this? And she had told me that, like, she had gone and was like provoking these spirit. It was like this crazy story, but I don't even want to get into it. It was like just so dark and negative. But anyway, that was how this soul came to be. Not that woman I was reading for that you just saw. This is a different woman. But like I said, if you practice mediumship for the first time, if you don't know how to protect yourself, you can let in any soul. So just like we have to learn to, you know, like I was telling her, you have to learn to protect your house. We all have alarm systems. Some people have gates in front of their house. Some people have automatic motion lights, right, to keep intruders away. We have to do that same thing when it comes to the other side, protecting yourself against negative souls, you know, with the afterlife. The thing is that don't go to haunted places. Don't use Ouija boards. There's a better way to connect with your loved ones in spirit. Connect using your own intuition, right? For example, speaking to your loved ones, talking to your loved ones. You don't have to use boards or weird ways to connect with them. When you speak to your loved ones, when you speak to your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother who had passed away, they hear you whether you speak it out loud or in your head. And that's the reason why I love doing these mediumship readings. Like, for example, that woman had no idea that her dad was with her in spirit, but that reading changed her life because it showed her at that moment that she was not alone. Her dad was there, and more importantly, that he was the one who was silently watching over her in a good way from the other side. He was the one that was keeping her protected, and not just her, but her kids as well. And your loved ones, when they pass on, can see the full picture. That's why they can come through and give us such amazing detail and clarity about our lives, and also give us some great advice from the afterlife, because your loved ones see things from a non-biased point of view. So if you would like to be like that woman, if you would like a reading just like she got, you're going to sign up for the next online reading. It's happening September 2nd and September 3rd. You can get tickets on my website, meetmattfrazier.com. During that event is when you're there, I'm there, and I read you guys. So for all of you guys who see readings like that, and you're like, how did you get a reading? How did you get a reading? It's the easiest thing to do. You just go to my website and sign up, meetmattfrazier.com. Click on online readings, but July is sold out. August is sold out. There's only those 2 dates left in September. So I hope that you get it in time, because there's only a few hours left to register, and then that's it. We're closing the door. Nobody else can sign up. So meetmattfrazier.com is where you can go to sign up for the online readings. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions while we're here. Lynn says, I'm glad that you're live. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here and with me. Where's that question that I just saw? Hold on. Oh, Joanne is asking me, so Matt, how do you protect your energy? And I love that I can see you guys like this. I can see your comments. So here's how you protect your energy. One, you set your intention, right? So for example, before I go into any event, before I contact the other side, I always ask for only the good souls to come through. I protect myself with prayer. I pray in the morning when I wake up, and I pray before bed. And there's no right or wrong way to pray. Your loved ones hear you. I like to encompass everybody. My prayer starts with, what do I say? I'm not going to remember. I say it every single night, but then when I have to say it out loud, so you guys forget. Oh, dear God, Holy Spirit, Jesus, Archangel Michael, all of my guides and all of my angels, I really need your help right now. I'm walking into this event. Please make sure that everyone that comes through, that they hear from a loving and positive being on the other side. Please surround us with your protection. I set these intentions. You hear how I'm asking them to do certain things. I'm asking them to help me set those protections, right? Before I do a reading, you can do the same thing. And I encompass everybody. I talk to, God, angels, loved ones, spirit guides. I encompass everyone on the other side because I want to make sure that those intentions go out to whoever it is that is listening. And when you protect yourself and you set those intentions, no negative soul is going to speak to you. Like, for example, everybody says to me, Matt, you must be inundated by evil spirits. You must have evil spirits trying to talk to you all the time. And the truth is, I never do, because they know that there's no way they can go inside, and there's no way they can go and, get assigned to me or try to talk to me, because I block all evil and negative energy out. I only stay focused in the light, and that's what I share with all of you guys as well. So Eileen goes, when I go to your website, it says the price for readings is more than $19. Is that true? No, it's $19 to sign up for an online reading. And then I think with tickets and whatever, it might come with the ticket handling fee or whatever the hell the box office charges, it might come to $24.50 if that sounds right. Or maybe if you're in Canada, it might be a little bit more, but it's $19. I can tell you that. So maybe you're on the website. Make sure you go to meetmattfrazier.com. meetmattfrazier.com. That's where you can go. If they're charging you more than $19, you're not in the right place. Oh, the live events are more expensive. So if you're coming to a live in-person tour date, those tickets are set by the venue. So that might be the reason why. So Linda says, yes, it ends up being $24 altogether. So yes, that seems like it's right. Oh my God, thank you so much. Tammy goes, thank you for your kind and loving heart. Thank you so much for being here. What's it saying? Oh my God, Buffy says, you're awesome. Thank you so, so much. And I see, is it Eugenia? Says she saw me in Connecticut. I am so, so happy about that. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are the absolute best. I'm reading all these comments. Rhonda says, hello. Gail is saying, baby Royce is so cute. I know, I got to post more videos of him, you guys. He is so freaking cute. I am so, so, so excited to share with you, him with you every single day. You guys are the absolute best. Oh, this is a really good question. So Nate Porter says, Matt, so who is with you when you do your life review? So when you do your life review, it's you and your guardian angel and your spirit guide, and they show you everything about your life, everything, the people that you've met, why you've met them, why you were put here on this earth, why you went through certain challenges and struggles, what happened to your loved ones, what your loved ones thought about you. It's the most in-depth thing that, I mean, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it from other souls, and they show me little glimpses of what their life review had been like. And I got to tell you guys, it's like seeing a documentary of your life from start to finish. Like, you ever see those really good documentaries when it starts from when a person is born and when they had died, and you just see the person that they've become, everything in between? It's that same thing with you. It's like, I like to think of it as like the great movie ride, like when we went to the great movie ride at Disney World. That's what it is. Oh my God, thank you, Jackie. She goes, Royce is your twin. Oh my God, he's so freaking cute, you guys. I had to wake him up before doing this live. He went to bed at 7 o'clock, but I had to wake him up a little bit because I just wanted to say hello and love on him before he went to bed. I miss him when he's sleeping. I just love that kid so much. But anyway, that being said, I wanted to share with you that because I know that a lot of you guys were asking about, Ouija boards and why you shouldn't use them. And that's just the perfect example. Life is too stressful enough to have to worry about the afterlife, right? Keep your loved ones close. Keep them in your heart and keep them here. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't invite in any negative souls. Just stay connected to your loved ones by asking your loved ones for signs. Don't use signs. Don't use boards like Ouija boards because you end up letting in souls that don't belong in your life. So what I want you to know is that that's why it's really important that when you're connecting with the other side, you're always making sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, right? That you're connecting with the higher power. And it's the same reason why I pray before every single online reading. So if you would like to be a part of the next online reading with me, September 2nd and September 3rd is available, but there's only a few hours left to register. So I really, really hope that you're able to reserve your spot in time. Meetmattfrazier.com. And I'm excited to see you all in just a few weeks in Michigan, in Ohio, in Pennsylvania. It's going to be incredible, and I cannot wait to meet your loved ones in spirit. So until next time, I'll see you soon. I hope that video answers some questions, and I will be back live here tomorrow night, so make sure you join me. I love you guys, and thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for every single thing that you guys do for me. And more importantly, I will see you live online September 2nd, September 3rd. Reserve your spot because I'm going to be looking for you. And if you're not there, that's the saddest thing. The saddest thing is when somebody doesn't attend an online reading, because many times I read your comments. I see the comments that you leave. And sometimes I'll get a little reading off of you. Like sometimes I'll sense like there's a mother or a father, a sister, or brother there and with you. And I'll look for you guys at the online reading and you guys won't be there. And that's the saddest thing because There's only two ways I can read you. It's if you come and see me live in person or you come to an online reading. So I did my part. I made it so that everybody can attend. It's only $19, but you got to reserve your spot by going to my website before it's too late. So meetmattfrazier.com. I'll see you then. And don't forget to join me tomorrow night. We'll be talking about a new psychic topic that I'm sure you're going to want to hear about. So I'll see you then, and trust in the signs.